Okay. Last thing I want to talk about, obviously, is the best lightsaber fight.
We're sticking with live action only, correct?
Yes, Clone Wars
Okay.
don't count. That's too easy.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and make my pick, and I think we're really
I think I might
down
have the
to
same.
two.
I think I might have the same pick as you.
Anakin Obi-Wan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is down to
Emotion.
yeah, Anakin Obi-Wan, Rey and Kylo in the Red Room,
Yep.
and I might argue the CGI overload scene from Attack of the Clones, but not really.
It's fun to watch if you do.
It's-
It is fun to
I mean,
watch.
I would also even argue Luke and Vader.
No.
And
I mean, not as high.
It's not
but
bad.
Like,
It's just I don't know if I'd put it that high. Throw it somewhere in the conversation.
So
for the
my issue with all the lightsaber battles from the original trilogy, and I think everyone's issue with them is it's literally them going. Huh.
Yeah.
That's
Huh.
yeah.
Well,
yeah,
It
the,
wasn't really-
the choreography.
Yeah.
Unless you're Obi-Wan, where you just turn into air.
Yeah.
have you guys seen that Star Wars Scene 38 reimagined?
Yeah. No, that's
Oh
good.
my god.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I now here's the thing. I do agree with that. I think Return of the Jedi did kick it up a little bit to the point
Yeah.
that I would probably, if I'm ranking them, put Luke and Vader number 4 behind the ones I already listed. The other thing in the reason I would say Anakin Obi-Wan is it's not just Anakin Obi-Wan, it ties in with Yoda Palpatine.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
had a lot of CGI in, which was mainly CGI because you got a green puppet bouncing around.
And him just throwing Senate
They did a
seats
good.
at
I
him.
thought they did a good job with it, all things
But
considered.
I was widely entertained with it, and so I have absolutely no problem saying Anakin Obi-Wan has to be number 1.
Yep.
Just the raw emotion and the fact that it's 9 hours worth of film. Maybe that might be
Led up to that, something like that. Yeah.
yeah, probably 7.5, 8 hours worth of film building up to that one climactic fight scene on one of the craziest set pieces. It's clearly obviously CGI because Mustafar doesn't exist. It's not like they can shoot in New Zealand and call it a day. It's hard to argue that. And while from a filmmaking standpoint, I did appreciate the Red Room scene because of the music and the slow motion and everything that went into it. It can't beat Revenge of the Sith for me.
No.
What do you guys think?
I mean, also at that point, it's not even Anakin Skywalker in that fight anymore. That's Vader.
It's Vader.
Yeah.
He's like Anakin Skywalker is dead at that point.
I mean, just look at his face.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like the
He's like
yellow
possessed or
eyes.
something.
I mean, I also want to argue, like, I know this is extended universe, but the fight between Darth Vader and Ahsoka in Rebels.
That's a good one, too. No, that's
it's
a very
awesome.
good one, too.
I mean,
I
'cause you
have
could
watched
just-
that on YouTube.
It's so good. I mean, Ezra, like, kind of ruins it a bit, like, with, like, just the random pop-ins, but the emotion, you could, like, the emotion in the voice and, like Vader, like, when his helmet gets sliced open and you can see he's just blazing yellow eyes. And it's just like she's trying her absolute best to save him, and he's like, "Then die," and it's just, "Then you will die," or something like that. It's just
Doesn't he not kill her?
there's a whole thing. There's time traveling involved in the the 4th season. There's a whole thing because Ahsoka is alive because she's alive at the end of Star Wars Rebels.
That's what I thought.
She's alive. Ezra goes back. There's this whole weird thing. Like, Ezra goes back in time, like, with the Force or something. It's
Time
kind of
Remnant.
dumb.
All you have to say is Time Remnant. We've all seen the
Well,
Flash.
not time remnant, but time travel. Like, he goes back in time and pulls her out of the time stream, pretty much.
Yeah, that's more or less what the Time Remnant is.
Oh. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just like,
Time Remnant is if Ahsoka went back in time and
yeah.
did it. But that's more or less, yeah. All you had to say.
Yeah.
No, that was a good one. I definitely remember watching that on YouTube and looking that up. Matt, do you have an argument here?
I mean, yeah, I said earlier, one of my favorite ones to watch when you don't overanalyze it is the Red Room scene.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the good, really the best part about The Last Jedi.
I think it was the only good part.
Yeah, and this is when you see two characters who could have had a form of relationship other than romantic start that relationship. That's when the whole like blurred lines between dark side and light side have really became created, because the whole idea of Rey is she's basically a gray Jedi. There's not 100% good, there's not 100% evil. It's just like people.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think they did make her. They more or less made at least 75-25 good at the end of the third movie.
Yeah, but in the end of the day, she's got Palpatine blood.
Yeah.
So
that was still really.
That was just a moment where we saw two enemies working together, and both characters. Rey is struggling with the bad in her. Kylo's struggling with the Ben Solo in him. It's really that moment alone has so much symbolism, and that's why I think I like it so much. Plus, if you ever see the edit on YouTube of them doing that to "Don't Stop Me Now" by Queen, fantastic.
Wasn't there one by the White Stripes too?
Probably.
Yeah, there's a White Stripes edit too, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's 7. It wouldn't surprise me if it's 7 Nation Army. That would have been cool.
That would be
Ryan, check the chat real quick. Yeah.
That's upsetting.
Yeah, they just announced it.
Okay.
I should target that more towards you, Matt.
Yeah.